So you're a developer, right? You've probably done this. You pull out your phone, you head to the App Store, and you search for Google AI Studio. And you find nothing. Well, if you've ever wondered why, the answer is actually way more interesting than a simple no. Let's dive in. And hey, if this screen looks familiar, you are definitely not alone. It's a bit of a mystery. You know AI Studio is a thing, you've probably used it on your desktop, but when you go looking for it on your phone, it's a total ghost. So what's the deal? That's what we're going to unpack. Okay, to really wrap our heads around this, we first have to clear something up. In Google's AI world, there are two major players that people often get mixed up, and honestly, it's the root of all the confusion. So here's the bottom line. The Gemini app and AI Studio are built for two completely different people. The Gemini app, that's for everybody. It's your friendly assistant to help you write an email or plan a trip. But AI Studio, that's a professional's tool. It's a workbench for developers and creators, giving you raw, direct access to the models to actually build things. One's for using, the other is for creating. All right, so this leads us to the big twist in the story. There is a way to get AI Studio on your phone, but you're never going to find it in an app store. It's kind of an app, but not really. At least not in the way you're probably thinking. Let's break down how this actually works.
The secret here is something called a progressive web app, or a PWA. The easiest way to think about it is like a website that's wearing an app's costume. You get to it from your web browser, but you can install it right onto your home screen. It gets its own little icon, it opens up full screen without the browser stuff. It looks and feels just like a regular app you downloaded.
And this right here, this is the whole reason people are so confused. It's not discoverable, there's no giant download button. You have to already know to go to the website, then you have to know to dig into your browser's menu, and then find the install or add to home screen option. It's just clunky, and it's totally hidden if you don't know what you're looking for.
So you have to ask, why on earth would Google do it this way? Well, it's a classic strategic trade-off. The huge upside for them is speed. With a PWA, they can push updates instantly to every single user, no waiting for App Store approvals. But the massive downside is what we just saw. Nobody can find the darn thing, and the whole installation is just not a great experience. So, okay, a PWA. You might be thinking, that feels like a bit of a cop-out, a compromise. And you wouldn't be wrong to think that. But this is where the story gets really, really cool. Because this PWA has a genuine superpower that could totally change how we build software on our phones. Just picture this. You're on the bus, you're grabbing a coffee, and bam, an idea for an app just hits you. Instead of having to jot it down and wait till you're back at your laptop, you can just pull out your phone, open the AI Studio PWA, and type something just like this. You just describe what you want, the function, the style, the whole vibe. And this is what it enables. They call it vibe coding, and I love that name. It's not about syntax and semicolons and all that. It's about providing the creative intent, the vibe, and letting the AI do the heavy lifting of actually writing the code for you. The workflow is pretty wild. It's a full-on conversation. The AI builds the first version, and then you just chat with it to make changes. Make the button navy blue. Can you make the font bigger? It's wild. And what's even crazier is that you can use your phone's camera. You can literally draw a user interface on a napkin, snap a picture, and tell the AI, build me this. That's incredible. Now, as amazing and futuristic as vibe coding sounds, we've got to come back down to earth for a minute. Because in its current state, the PWA has some serious real-world problems that developers are running into all the time. One of the biggest complaints you'll see over and over again in developer forums is this. The live preview on your phone is often a mess. People report that it doesn't resize correctly, things get distorted and overlapped. It can be basically unusable for seeing what you're actually building. And it's not just some small UI glitches either. We're talking about pretty significant bugs. People report that when they try to make small changes to the code, the whole thing just fails to build. There's even this bizarre infinite loop bug where the AI gets stuck apologizing to itself over and over. And to make things worse, a recent update actually removed a beloved 3-panel view, which really hurt productivity for anyone using it on a tablet. But okay, despite all those bugs and frustrations, the PWA has one killer feature, an absolute trump card. And that is its access to Gemini 1.5 Pro's 2 million token context window. This is a huge deal. It means from your phone, you can upload and analyze an entire code base or a 500-page document. It's a scale that most competitors just can't touch right now. So we have this powerful yet kind of buggy PWA. It really feels like a stepping stone, right? A bridge to something else. So where is this bridge actually leading? Well, it looks like the PWA is definitely not the final destination. The biggest clue we have comes from this little gem, a social media post from a product lead on the AI Studio team that was, very tellingly, deleted almost immediately. It flat out says a native Google AI Studio mobile app is coming in 2026. The fact that it was taken down so fast suggests it was probably a bit of a leak, but also very likely true. And when you put this leak onto a timeline, it all starts to make a whole lot of sense. A native app release in early 2026 lines up perfectly with the launch of Android 17 later that year, which is reportedly codenamed Cinnamon Bun and is expected to have massive AI features built right into the OS. That can't be a coincidence, right?
So what does a real native app actually get us? Oh man, it unlocks a whole new level of power. We're talking about running AI models like Gemini Nano right there on your phone, so you get instant help even when you're offline. It could compile code in the background while you use other apps, something a PWA just can't do. It could even be aware of your other apps to automate tasks and use your fingerprint to keep your API key secure. It's a total game changer.
So when you look at the big picture, the PWA we have today is really just a preview. It's this fascinating, sometimes clunky, but incredibly powerful glimpse into the future. It's a bridge to a time when our phones aren't just for consuming things, but for actually creating them. And that leaves us all with one really exciting question to think about. When your phone can turn a simple sketch into a real working app, what will you create?